Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Megan Mongello. You are looking live right now at the sun as the eclipse moves across America. Millions of people in the tri-state are getting ready to witness this once-in-a-lifetime event. In a few minutes, the moon will pass in front of the sun, blocking its light and plunging the sky into darkness. The temperature will drop. The breathtaking sight of the sun's cornea will be visible. And you could already see by checking out the live picture behind me that the moon is taking a bite out of the sun. And here is the path of totality as the solar eclipse takes over America. It'll pass 15 states in all through here. 32 million people live in the path, and millions more are visiting it to be part of this out-of-the-world event. Traffic, of course, a concern for folks going and coming from the eclipse event. This is what it looked like. Backed up on the roads and interstates on the way to totality. This was 74 heading into Indiana just about an hour ago. This is near the Harrison Avenue exit. And Miami Whitewater Forest is packed with people. Great Park says its parking has reached capacity. It was asking folks to find other places to park. We have 4 crews right now out covering this phenomenon for you live. Chief Meteorologist John Gum is in Oxford at Miami University, Morella Porter in Batesville, Paige Barnes at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where several events are happening as we speak, and Chelsea Sick is at the Adora Speedway in Darke County. We want to begin with Chief Meteorologist John Gum. And John, the weather couldn't be better for today, right?
You've got that right, Megan. I mean, we have lucked out here in Oxford. We're on the campus of Miami University. What a picturesque setting for a total solar eclipse. Behind me, the Astronomy Club. They have telescopes set up, and they are inviting people to come down and take a look at this eclipse through the telescope. And that is where you get just an incredible, detailed look at what is going on as the moon begins to seemingly swallow the sun. We got folks over here that have come in from Florida. You guys are from Florida. You drove all the way up here. What's your name?
I'm Brenda.
And your name?
Gary.
Gary. And what part of Florida are you from?
Sarasota.
Sarasota. And what made you come all the way to Miami University for this today?
Well, we are Miami mergers, and we, I guess, are eclipse chasers because we went to the 2017 one in Charleston.
Wow, so eclipse chasers and Miami mergers. So back here on campus, what's it feel like to be here for this eclipse?
Yeah, it's wonderful.
And it's going to be great.
That's why we came here.
Yeah, and the weather, outstanding. Enjoy it today, guys. So here we are at Miami University, where we're going to be in totality here for almost 3 minutes, and that totality is going to start at around 3:08 this afternoon. Also, another person who's in totality this afternoon, Local 12's Morella Porter, who is not far away in Batesville, Indiana. Morella, how's it going out there?
Hi, John. Here in Batesville, everybody is at this soccer park where the Chamber of Commerce has pretty much told everybody to set up. There's probably between 400 and 500 people here. Now the city is expecting at least 10,000 people to show up. I know this is not the only place to view the eclipse in totality. I know some people are at the rest stop in Batesville, stopped over there and in downtown where they have some viewing parties as well. Stepping out of the way, you can see a couple of families right here. I've learned that a lot of people from Cincinnati had family come in from out of town. I know this family that we're looking at right here, they had some people come from Richmond, Virginia. And we know people have traveled as far as Colorado and California, even Japan, to be right here in Batesville to see the eclipse. A lot of events to kind of pass the time since this morning when people started showing up around 8 o'clock or so. People just passing the football around, playing with a Frisbee. They've got their pets out here. They've even got food trucks. So this is definitely one of the spots to be here in Batesville, getting really excited to see totality. I've seen some people with homemade glasses using cereal boxes with paper as a filter. So just a really cool experience, starting to get a little bit cooler. And it feels a little ominous because it feels like there's a filter out here and there's some kind of energy. I feel like a hippie. Back to you, John.
Yeah, you know, and I feel that same feeling because the light has been changing here. The light's coming down, and I'm thankful for that because I forgot my sunscreen today. So I was getting a little burned here earlier in Oxford. You know what? The last total solar eclipse that was visible in Ohio was in 1806. I wasn't around for that one. The next one after this is going to be in 2099. I don't think I'm going to be around for that one either. But so we're going to enjoy this one out here today. We have folks all over. And right now we're going to send it to Paige Barnes, who I believe is at the Indianapolis Speedway. That is probably a pretty ruckus place and a pretty fun place to view this total eclipse. Paige?
The Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And John, I wish I had some sunscreen to give you because I put some sunscreen on. We have about 50,000 people here in the stands behind me, as well as the racetrack in front of me. And from numbers, that is about 1/5 of what the Speedway can hold. The gates opened this morning around 9 a.m. And since then, people have been buying Eclipse merchandise, checking out NASA's educational information booths, as well as taking some photos. And it's definitely a family event. There's plenty of kids here who are so excited to meet some NASA astronauts and have said to me that they want to be the first child to walk on the moon. Of course, I say, yeah, keep those dreams alive. Now, the number one comment also I'm getting here is thank goodness the cloud cover is minimal. I can definitely feel the temperature drop as well. Here in Indy, the totality path is about 3 minutes and 49 seconds. I'm so tempted to look up because I feel the temperature dropping. And then the last thing is I've tried to find somebody who was traveling super far to get here, and that person is from San Jose, California. But I was told that there are 49 states represented here, as well as over 25 different countries. So there you go. Back to you, John.
All right, Paige Barnes enjoying the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It does sound a little louder there in Indianapolis than it is here in Oxford at Miami University. We are continuing to see things getting darker and darker here in Oxford. 31.5 million people are in the path of totality across the United States in this eclipse today, and that is across 15 states where they're going to be seeing this. Of course, here in Ohio, one of the big places that will be seeing this, and north of us in Darke County, Ohio, our own Chelsea Sick actually camped out overnight with our photojournalist Eric Gearhart. They were there overnight. That's how dedicated they are to bringing this experience to you. Chelsea, how's it going up there in Darke County?
Hey, John, everything's really exciting right now because we're really starting to see what other reporters have mentioned. It's getting dim. It's getting a lot cooler. I was actually warm in this shirt just 20 minutes ago. Now I'm cold. I feel like I need to put my jacket back on. I want to show you here what we're seeing. Hundreds of families are here at the racetrack. This is the Eldora Speedway, owned by Tony Stewart in Darke County, about 2 hours north of Cincinnati. This property is huge. There's some campers back here. As you mentioned, we camped last night because we're about 45 minutes from the highway. We were worried about traffic getting up here. Dozens of families were worried about the same thing. Camped here last night. We can see on the screen that they have here 5 minutes until we are in totality here in this area. We're in Rossburg, about 20 minutes north of Greenville. The sun now just a sliver. It has been amazing to watch just the changes that we have seen here. I know families are getting really, really excited as well here. I know Eric's trying to show you the people that are here behind us. So yeah, it's getting colder, definitely getting darker here as we're watching the moon go right over the sun. So John, I know that things are looking pretty similar to where you are here, but definitely an exciting time here in Darke County. As we mentioned, this is a rural county, and for these families here, a lot of them are local. We also talked to some who are from Pennsylvania, some traveled from Michigan, some traveled from Virginia Beach just to be here in Darke County for this event. So very exciting for those who are here right now.
All right, Chelsea Sick, thank you very much joining us from Darke County. And I'll tell you, our temperature here in Oxford has actually come down 2 degrees. We have a weather station in downtown Oxford. We were at 76 degrees just about an hour ago. Now we're down to 74 degrees, and we do expect that temperature to continue to fall as this total eclipse sets up across the area. Now, while total eclipses aren't rare, you usually do not see more than one in your lifetime from the same spot. On average, it's about 375 years for a total eclipse to happen in the same spot on Earth. So while you can travel to see these, and many folks do, there are a lot of eclipse chasers out there, It's about 375 years between total eclipses from the same given spot on Earth. Just amazing. This total eclipse, again, one that is going to be widely reported to be the most viewed in history because it covers so much ground where we have high populations. And obviously here in modern times, people know about it. It's been well publicized. And we're getting closer and closer to that total eclipse that is going to be taking place in Indianapolis. And that is the location that we are going to see where Paige Barnes is located. They're about 30 seconds away from totality there in Indianapolis at the Indianapolis Speedway. Paige, set the scene for us. Show us what's happening right now.
I don't know if you can hear, but people are screaming and cheering behind me. They are so excited. This is so cool. It's about, oh, there it is. Oh, it is just a few seconds, and we are in totality. It is dark here. I don't know. You have to say that this light has helped because you cannot see pretty much anything without a light. I hope you can hear the crowds behind. Some people actually started crying. I love seeing everyone looking up and you can see their noses. And thank goodness people are wearing their glasses. People are taking photos using some extra pairs of glasses to point up at the sky. But this is so cool because 3 minutes and 49 seconds of this. I haven't been keeping track, but it is dark. It is absolutely dark out here. Another cool thing is that they started playing music in the background, and it just made this celestial event even all the worthwhile. And I heard some of my colleagues talk about how many people have traveled to see the solar eclipse. And earlier I had said that somebody traveled from San Jose, California, but there's definitely other countries represented here. And hopefully I can find them and talk to them after this because it's nothing like I've ever seen before. And I was there in Cincinnati actually in 2017 when there was a solar eclipse. I should have saved my glasses, honestly. But I'm going to take another look up because, wow, you can't see anything. Some people had said that you might be able to see the stars. I don't see any stars right now, except the people around me. They're superstars. But anyways, I could fangirl all day. But John, back to you.
Oh my goodness, Paige, that is so cool. We are close to totality here in Oxford, but before we get to Oxford, let's get back to Batesville with Morella Porta. Morella, what's it looking like?
Oh my gosh, we are almost completely in the dark in the distance. You can kind of see some orange, but everybody is starting to cheer just like at the Speedway. I know there's a couple of hundred people here. Everyone is so excited for this. Oh my gosh, it is so cool. This is definitely a very cool experience. We're pointing up now at the eclipse. If you can see that ring. Wow, it is just incredible. If you hear all of that cheering, I know there's a lot of families out here, a lot of people who traveled from Cincinnati, northern Kentucky, and even across the world coming from Japan to see this, California, Colorado. Definitely just a unifying experience for sure. Just everybody coming here for the same reason to experience this. Just so cool. It is absolutely beautiful. Wow, and you can see like a little star up there too. So gorgeous. And again, a lot cooler now than it has been all day when it was kind of heating up here. Wow, I mean, this is a really cool experience. When I worked in Wyoming, that was actually in the path of totality in Casper, but I didn't get a chance to step outside because I had to be in the studio. So seeing this for myself is such a really cool experience. And I know my family was like, how do you have two eclipses in the places where you live? But I guess I'm just that lucky, John.
Oh, that is amazing. And I'm in totality here. I'm in totality in Oxford. I can see the sun's corona, which is the sun's atmosphere around the edge there. I mean, it is beautiful. I'm feeling emotional. It's kind of one of those strange feelings in the pit of my stomach, almost kind of a primal thing where I'm like, this is crazy. This is wild. I've never experienced this before. And the people here, they let out a big cheer as soon as we went under totality. We're going to be under totality here for just under 3 minutes. And I mean, this is the time when you're in the totality that you can look at it without protective glasses if you're in totality. And I mean, just looking at it, we can see stars right now. Skies are clear. Folks here just amazed by this site. I want to come over here. I got to talk to the police officers that are here. Come on over. What do you think? What do you think?
It's very impressive.
It is.
Yeah,
What's your name?
Nicole Roberts.
Nicole Roberts.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a weird feeling, isn't it?
It is. It is like it's jumped ahead 6 or 8 hours.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing. Thank you for being out here with us today. Yeah, that is it here from Oxford. I mean, I can't even explain how this feels. It's surreal. It's something unusual. It's something odd. And it's beautiful. It is just incredibly beautiful. All right, let's see how things are looking up there in Darke County. Let's head back to Chelsea Sick now to see how totality is going up there. Chelsea, tell us about it.
Hey, John, we've been in totality just about the same amount of time so far as you have. We are here for just under 4 minutes. We will be in totality. Take a look at this. Have you ever seen fireworks at 3 o'clock in the afternoon? This is in Rossburg, Ohio, the Eldora Speedway, about 2 hours north of Cincinnati. We are in totality right now. Right after we went into totality, everyone was cheering, and then it was silent for 30, 45 seconds before these fireworks started. It was just an amazing. I think everyone is just in awe at what we're seeing here. It's just beautiful. And I'm here with Aaron. You traveled from Fort Wayne, just north of Fort Wayne, Indiana, to be here. Just talk about this experience for you. You've never seen a total solar eclipse.
Never in my life. This is the coolest thing, aside from the birth of my children, that I've ever seen in my life. There's not words that can explain this. Just looking up and seeing that, and it's amazing. Okay. I can't put it into words.
And how did you all get here? Did you guys come today? Did you get here?
Yeah, we came today. The kids, luckily, they canceled school, so we decided to hop in, and my family and I drove here to see this. So my dad, my stepmom, and all my family's here to watch it. It's amazing.
And are your kids here with you as well? That's them up there?
Yep, that's them.
What were they looking forward to the most with this? Could they even understand what was going to happen?
They didn't until they saw that, and I could hear them from standing over here. And one of them didn't even want to come, and I'm glad she did.
Yeah.
I said, you'll regret not seeing it because it's a once in a lifetime.
Yeah, and you didn't even really know what to expect,
No.
but you knew this was a big deal.
Yeah, because I saw the one in 2017, and it wasn't a full, so we didn't get the full effect. So looking up at it right now, it almost brings tears to your eyes. It's awesome.
It really does. It's like almost like I don't even know what to say to describe it to people because, I mean, it happened pretty fast. We're starting to see it get a little bit brighter out here, but to see fireworks, I mean, I just can't get past this.
Yeah.
And they're beautiful. I mean, you can really see them. Talk about your experience driving down here. Did you all have any issues at all?
No, surprisingly, we came early. We heard that there may be a lot of traffic, and then once we got here, we heard that in Fort Wayne it was bumper-to-bumper traffic on I-69, so we're glad we came early and avoided all that.
Why the Speedway? Why Darke County?
Because we come here every year for the Eldora, either the Dream or the World, and we're like, hey, this is going to be a place that's probably not going to be too terribly busy. We still got a good crowd here, though, and it's just, we knew it wasn't going to be crazy busy.
Right, you're looking at the finale now as we start to see that sun come back out here in Darke County. Truly an amazing experience. I still have goosebumps from what we just saw. It got chilly. We kind of could feel it coming, I could say. I mean, we saw it until the sun was really just a sliver there. And then it went, I mean, almost complete darkness.
Yes.
I'm surprised. I know that they say it's going to get dark, but I didn't realize how dark it was going to get. And you don't realize it until you live through that. So something you're going to travel again for in the future?
If 2044 or 2045 is going to be the next one. So hopefully I make it until then. I promise my kids if I'm still around, we'll drive and we'll make the trip to either South Dakota or North Dakota. I think that's when the next one will be.
All right, Aaron, thank you so much. We appreciate you making time for us. All right, John, that was just the most amazing thing I've ever been a part of, and something to see fireworks in the middle of the day, to see the kids here, people of all ages excited to see that was just great, John.
Absolutely, Chelsea. I mean, what an experience this was. And you're right. I got the goosebumps too when I saw this happening, when it got dark. Just amazing. All right, I've got some people here. What do you think? Out of a 10, was it a 10 out of 10?
100 out of 10.
100 out of 10.
100.
What do you think?
Easily a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think?
Easy 10 out of 10.
Okay, tell me your names and where you're from.
Abby Benjamin, I'm from the Chicago suburbs.
I'm Bryce Schreiner from Buffalo.
Max Benjamin, Chicago suburbs.
And you all go to school here at Miami. Okay, so What was it like when did you find out that, hey, there's going to be this total solar eclipse on our campus and we don't have to go far to see it? I mean,
Well, shout out to the Miami University Physics Department. They gave me a lot of information regarding how to stay safe and how to get glasses and where things were going to be happening. I think Miami did a really good job having events on Cook Field, uptown. There's a lot of stuff going, and then around here, the Astronomy Club had stuff too.
So describe, this is the first time you've ever seen an eclipse? Is this the first time, or did you see one before?
I saw a solar one in 2017.
So you did see, this is your second time,
Yeah.
okay? What's it like for people that didn't experience it? Describe it to me.
It got a lot colder than it was actually, and then it was pretty dark, which was cool, and then, well, you couldn't see it through the sunglasses, but if you took them off for a split second, you could really, you could see that it was black, and then the rays coming out from the side. It was really cool.
Yeah, really neat. And so what was your impression of this?
I mean, it kind of felt like sunset at 3 o'clock. It was a little weird, and then total darkness, and being able to kind of look at it, the moon in front of the sun was just really cool, and it was cool.
Yeah, just incredible. And this was my first time, so you were one ahead of me by already getting to see it. But just a great setting, too, here on the quad to see this. I mean, such a beautiful university, such a beautiful setting behind us. I got a peek with the physics department earlier of looking at it through the telescope, and that was an incredible experience to see all the fine detail there. Just a neat experience. Guys, thank you very much for joining us today. Thanks for being here with us. Wow, what an experience here in Miami. Morella Porter is in Batesville, and she joins us now with some reactions from folks there in Batesville. Morella.
Hey, John. Yeah, there are at least 400 to 500 people here at the Bill Gillespie Soccer Park. This is where a lot of people have come to view the eclipse. I know the city was kind of expecting at least 10,000 people to be here. I'm joined by a couple who used to live in Cincinnati. Now you live in Richmond,
Virginia.
First time seeing an eclipse. How special was that?
It was awesome. The whole experience was just wonderful. The sky darkening, it felt like it was evening first, the wind kind of cooling down the whole, temperature, and then suddenly going dark. I think that was worth our 8-hour drive from Richmond, Virginia to Cincinnati, and then 1 hour from there to here.
Yeah, absolutely. And what were your thoughts about, being in totality? This is such a special experience being here with your family and friends, correct?
Yeah, so back in 2017 when we saw the eclipse in Richmond, Virginia, it was about 85%. And just when the eclipse reached here at 85%, it was still so bright and you really did not get the effect of it. But here, as it went through 85%, as it went to 90%, as it went to 95%, and then it went to 100%, and then you could see the ring around the sun, that was just an awesome experience. Yes. Unbelievable. I mean, anybody who has not seen an eclipse or they discount the fact that 100% totality is not that great, I would tell them take the trip.
Yeah, and especially you guys have a lot of kids that are with you too. This is something that they can share, for generations to come about this experience being here with all of you. Talk to me about, I know that for myself, I felt like the energy was a little bit different. Did you feel that at all?
Yes, definitely. I mean, everything went still for that time when everything was, dark, and they were just like in awe.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, they say that, you see the stars, but when you actually see the stars, that is just a different experience. It's looking at the sky during an eclipse is a very different experience as compared to looking at the sky in the night.
Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us and just share this special moment with everybody here who is at the complex. I mean, were you guys expecting more people, less people? What was your impression of the crowd?
I think that I thought it would be really crowded, so I liked this. Just about crowded, but not like that we were like hitting against each other. So
enjoyable.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your trip and safe travels back home.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so a lot of people coming from out of town. We know that people have also come from California and Colorado, even Japan, to be here in Batesville. So just an absolutely special moment. For now, reporting live in Batesville, Morella Porter, Local 12 News.
Morella, thank you very much. Just a special experience. And one of the things I wanted to mention is that when we went to Totality here and I was looking around, I saw hints of what they call the 360-degree sunset, where the sunlight from the area outside the shadow is all around on the horizon. As I look through the buildings and trees here, you could actually see that. And that was something else that was incredibly amazing to see here in Oxford. All right, let's head back up to Dark County, where Chelsea Sick has been enjoying this total solar eclipse up there. Chelsea.
Well, hey, John, as I mentioned, honestly, something I've never, like anything I've ever seen before. And I know that you all feel the same way, and all the crews that have been in Totality, it was just truly amazing. You feel the temperature drop. You see it start to get a little bit darker, little by little, but then once it goes dark, it's just something you've never seen before. And I'm here with the Prater family. Aaron, you were talking it through with us during the eclipse, but now your kids are here, and you all experienced this for the first time. Fill us in on what you all really liked about it.
It was unbelievable. I can't even.
It's hard to put into words.
Yeah.
I do this for a living. It's hard for me
it was amazing.
What was your favorite part?
My favorite part was probably when it went totally dark and we could look up.
Right. Yeah, I know. It's great. You could see stars.
Yeah.
It was amazing. What was your favorite part?
It's just amazing in that we get to see it like once.
Right. Once in a lifetime. Did you all like the fireworks?
Yeah.
Yeah, the fireworks was a nice little touch, huh? Aaron, what does it mean for you to have your kids here and really experience this with them?
To be able to do this as a family is just, it's something that like you keep hearing, the once in a lifetime thing, and the next one's not till 2044. So to be able to do this with our family, and this is something that we're going to be able to remember every time we come back to Eldora for races, and every time that we about this time of year hits, we're going to be like, hey, remember that time we were there and we got to look up and experience something that not everybody gets to experience in their lifetime. It's just amazing. And then my stepson just came down as well.
What was your favorite part?
I would say everything.
Everything. It's hard to pick just one thing. For people who are watching at home right now who maybe have never had this experience, what would you want them to know?
You need to drive. It doesn't matter if it's 2 hours, 45 minutes, or if it's 8 hours. Drive and go see this, because this is something that it can't be put into words. Everybody's, the oohs and the ahs, and until you feel the chill when the temperature goes down and you can look up and see stars and planets while you're waiting for the sun to come back, it's just something that you'll never be able to see. So drive and go see it. You will not regret it.
How long is that drive home?
About 2 hours.
Okay, so not too bad. You all be careful getting home, okay?
Of course, thank you.
We know a lot of people are going to be traveling, getting on the roads now that this is over here in Dark County. We've talked to people who are coming from Pennsylvania, Virginia Beach, of course, Michigan and Indiana. And so a lot of people are starting to make their way out of Eldora right now. Truly just an amazing experience, and I'm so happy that we were able to be here for that. John.
All right. Thank you very much. It is an amazing experience for sure. And, one of the things about this eclipse, as we mentioned earlier, in a single spot on Earth, usually you can only see it in a lifetime, this type of thing. You got to travel if you want to see it multiple times, and we certainly saw a lot of people doing just that today. All right, Megan Mangello, I know you're back in the studio. You've been looking at this whole thing. I wish you could have been out here with me, Megan, because this was just extraordinary. I can't explain it. It's like I had this feeling in my stomach, like, wait a minute, this isn't right. It was something almost just deep within me that was like, whoa, this is something really, really interesting. This is something that doesn't happen very often, and it kind of triggered like some emotions in me. It was really odd, Megan.
When Paige first became live at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, I got goosebumps in the studio watching the darkness and the excitement that she had just for the totality of it, just her excitement and the energy she brought. I'm sure out there in the midst of it, it really kind of felt like a real life science lesson. You say something's going to happen, but to be there when it does is just, I'm sure, out of this world.
Yeah, and the other thing about it is this eclipse was happening. There's nothing we could do to stop it. And I guess in many ways, there it is. It's happening. We're in the moon shadow. And it gave me kind of a feeling of, number one, how connected we all are on this planet, how connected everyone here in Miami was to experience this with me. It was a communal experience. We experienced it all together, something that was just extraordinary. But with those vast, planetary movements, you've got the moon, you've got the sun, and with them moving like that, it gives you just that feeling of just how small we are on this earth, Megan, and how everything is connected, and how it's just amazing how everything works, and how special it is to be right here on this planet, in this space, in this time, to experience this coincidence of all these things that have to come together just right for this to happen, because so many things have to come together just right for this to occur. And I think that was something that really is going to stick with me from this day.
The universe is so much bigger than our little world that we live in every day. Very well put, John. I want to ask you about your favorite part. You were there from totality, from the beginning to the end. You talked about the 360 sunset. That sounds incredible. Or was it seeing kind of the cornea?
Yeah, I think seeing the sun's atmosphere was one of the cool parts, but then once it got dark, you could see Venus as well in the sky, and that was incredible too. But out of everything with the eclipse, I think experiencing it with all these people out here and the cheer that they let out when we went to totality, that was the goosebump moment for me, because not only were we in totality, but I was experiencing it with everyone out here at the same time, and just being with these folks out here and getting to experience this rare event was something I think that is going to stick with me. And so out of all the cool science stuff about it, being with the people out here to experience it, Megan, that was the coolest thing for me. It would not have been the same if I were just by myself experiencing this today.
Doing it with everyone else who's looking up and loving science and just enjoying this out-of-the-world moment. I want to ask you, what about the crowds behind you? Have people started to leave and go home at this point?
No, there are a lot of people still sticking around. So behind me, the astronomy club, the physics department, they've got the telescopes that are still set up. So the eclipse is obviously still going on. We're out of totality right now, but they're hanging out. They're going to be hanging out, continuing to watch the eclipse here. And I think there's a lot of students that got let out of class, if you know what I mean. So they're in no hurry to go anywhere else right now. They're out of class. They're glad to be out of class. And they're just hanging out right now, enjoying each other's company out here.
And enjoying the sunshine after the total darkness in Oxford. Our camera is showing Batesville, and the sun and the moon are still taking kind of a bite out of it. So we can still kind of see the bottom half, like a fingernail almost, from our live Batesville camera. And that'll continue for a little while longer. We're going to wrap it up here in studio, but don't go anywhere, because we will have much more from our crews in the field beginning first at 4. We're going to hand over the coverage for now to the national desk as the eclipse moves further northeast. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you first at 4.
You can always get local stories right here on YouTube, but go ahead and hit that subscribe button to get notifications to stay in the know.